You are witnessing greatness. I said, you are witnessing greatness. You are witnessing greatness. I said, you are witnessing greatness.
Hi, what is happening? It is your favourite, the myth, the legend, Ryno here, and I'm going to talk about my song Greatness off my first album, new album, ARYZE. So this song, I think, is probably my best work, some of my best work that I've done. I had so much fun making it. There's a lot that goes into it, so without further ado, let's get into the lyrics before we get into the beat. Let's go.
Greatness. Take one look at my life, mate. I'm so blessed.
So before we get into the lyrics, we're going to have to understand the concept of this song and where it sits on the album ARYZE. And we'll look at this chart of raising our vibrations again, where I sort of base the journey of this album on, with Dear Journal starting off in the low vibrations at the bottom, and then as it moves on to the end of the album, to Cloud 9, it is your highest vibrations. So Greatness is the third last song on the album, so it is probably, if we look at this chart, it's going to be on, I'd say, the higher vibrations, positive and uplifting. Love, peace, joy, gratitude, bliss. This is me probably feeling blissful, okay? I'm feeling my most confident, I'm feeling like greatness, and the lyrics sort of tie into that. Like, even the intro, it has Timothy Chalamet's acceptance speech for his Oscar, I think it was, and he talks about being greatness and things like that. So I don't know if I heard that last or I heard it and sort of inspired me to write this song, but as we get into the beat, I love making this beat. Just made me feel triumphant, and I think the lyrics came after. So the first verse, it starts off with me saying that. So the first verse, I sort of start off with like mentioning about, I have lines that have DJs rewind the tape, and I mentioned skill and flair, all things that goes into like why you could become great or what you need to become great, like the ingredients for greatness. And the first verse sort of like, it's sort of like an ode back to like looking at my life now, what the rapping ability that I'm showing so far on this album, and especially just after Have You Heard is the track before, I'm feeling like literally, so I mentioned being unstoppable, success is highly probable, and anything is possible. It's basically like you're in that highest vibration and you're the most confident in yourself. Like, you are feeling great, you feel so confident, you're cocky of yourself, you're sure of yourself and your ability.
You are witnessing greatness. I said, you are witnessing greatness.
For the course, I think I did have a course laid out where I sort of like rapped a course, but it was just getting so cluttered, and I think I had seen a TikTok or Instagram reel or something was embedded in my head, maybe from a music conference I was at last year, where like sometimes less is more, and you need to learn to like give a song space and give room for the beat to breathe. So I feel like I'd done a lot with this beat, and the sample used was just enough in itself, like triumphant enough with all the brass and the piano and everything in behind it. I thought there was enough in the chorus for me to just say, you are witnessing greatness, and then just let it, like, let everything else, just let the song breathe pretty much and let it be great. So yeah, sometimes simplicity is key. I do think there's a lot to be said there. Sometimes less is more.
People don't believe that. I wish my dreams will die. I'm looking at each other like, can you believe this guy?
So the second verse, I think, is one of the most fun. Is probably the most fun I had writing a verse, and that's why I think I love this song so much. I've done so many different things and different things with the beat, which we'll see, and the sampling and especially the outro. But this second verse, I just like, I just got this rhyme scheme in my head of, I think what was the first one I put? I have the lyric sheet here. I might have put, I'll take a picture and put it up on the screen so you can look. In the top left, I just put like, my spy, why, lie, I. and I must have been just like doing a drill of just like putting things on the sheet, like one of my practice drills, and wanted to rhyme with these words. And then I think the E sound just sort of came. So I think the first thing I had in my head was, well, on this sheet I just put up, I look up and I see the sky. So I think I just heard see the sky, and I just thought that scheme of E and I. I just wanted to continue it, and I thought, how long could I go on for here? Could I do a whole 16? And I did. I think I done more than 16, and then cut some bits because I didn't think it really made sense, or probably didn't fit in. I probably use it in later bars. Yeah, there's some things. Yeah, there's some things I didn't even use here. And yes, I'm absolutely gonna toot my own horn here and say, as well as the rhyme scheme, the verse does actually say quite a lot too. I do think it's the best verse I've wrote, to be honest, because as long as the rhyme pattern continuing throughout everything, but I'm actually also saying like a message, where that message is, I mentioned about like they want to see my dreams die, or imagine my dreams dying, like you're getting hyped up and then people want to see your dreams dying, and they're like looking at you like, can you believe this guy? Like there's people obviously are looking at me and going like, what a gobshite, what is he doing, why is he making rap music, like we Ryan Gurley from Banbridge Town, like what's he doing? So it was that there, but also touching on that there is so many people probably out there that are geniuses. Like how do you know you're not the genius, that you are the next best thing?
People don't believe that. I wish my dreams will die. I'm looking at each other like, can you believe this guy? What's he on? No, I don't, but I believe he's high. Some people see dreamers, hope their dreams will die. They get mean and sigh, and then they scream and cry when the genius dies, when they're the fucking reason why the genius died.
Like, if there were so many people listening to that, imagine Kanye West actually was on social media, like grew up now, and well, Kanye is probably not the best. Yeah, fuck it, but Kanye, like one of the greatest artists of all time, no matter what you think about him now. Like, if he was coming up from back then, but coming up now, and just making his beats and everything, or like putting out his rap music, like at the start he was told he wasn't a good rapper and he just should stick to making beats. In today's world, if he was putting stuff on Instagram and all, and like, well, he's probably that great that it would have, like, everyone loved it obviously in the end. But imagine there's so much hate and Kanye was just constantly looking at comments and was like just put up and ended up just going off the rails then. And you never got graduation, never got college dropout, never got late registration. All of his discography, like, you wouldn't have got it because there was people there who wanted to see the genius die. They're just constantly giving hate. They want to see people's dreams die. And I just thought it was an interesting cycle where it's like they'll love you, they'll hate you when you're here, and then they'll love you when you're gone. So if it comes like all these great artists, like there's probably people who were hating on Mac Miller and giving him shit, and then when he's gone, they're the ones putting up sad tweets and all these other things. Like, let's appreciate the geniuses while they're here, and like it's just that positive message of like, stop the hate. Can't we all just get along? But yeah, after that part, then sort of the end of the verse, I'm talking about you're looking at a genius rhyme, whereas I'm seeing myself as the next genius rhyming, and I go into like rhyming in the booth, and I just love the idea, and it's on the album cover, and it's like, now you're so confident, like you've been rapping in the booth for so long, and you're just seeing the phoenix rise, and then phoenix rise, and it's just fire in the booth, and then it's up to the sky. And then that's why it was placed here before Cloud 9, because then it's like the phoenix is in Cloud 9. I just got a fucking idea where I should have put like a phoenix or a bird sound in Cloud 9, because that would have like tied in so well. Yeah, fuck. Sure, what about it? And the boys had to get a shout out too, like shout out to the boys who are fluent in speaking shite. You know who yous are.
Beyond valuation. Vintage. Immaculate maturity.
So yeah, this is the sample I found on Tracklib. I was just digging through random crates. I don't know where I found this one really. But it's Mercy and Judgment by There Is Nothing Wrong in This Whole Wide World. What a class name. And this is what it sounded like. So yeah, I think that's all I used, sort of that 4-bar loop, and maybe a bit more was cut up for the third verse or chorus, maybe, can't remember. But yeah, so you had obviously you had it all. You can have different, and Tracklib. This Tracklib, if it would only sponsor a video, that would be class, but getting a sponsored video, but sure, not even monetized yet. Like and subscribe, this is your reminder. So you have the basses, the bass plays. Yep, and then you have the trumpet, the guitar, I don't think I used, and then the keys, which I think sounds class for another beat here. Like I'm feeling a bit of a dark trap vibe there, but yeah. So that was it, and yes, I do have a license. If anyone has never used Tracklib, you do have to then go in and license. I had to figure all this out, releasing this album and putting things onto TuneCore. If you're releasing through TuneCore and any other distro site, you'll have to have your licenses and your samples and everything done. So there's the license for my song Greatness, and it's using this song. Right, so we have our sample brought in. I actually used 9 bars, and here it is here. And from that, so as you've seen on Tracklib, it gave all the different instruments, all the different tracks, stems, and I used the trumpet. So here is the trumpet on its own. Didn't do much to the trumpet, maybe added a bit of reverb, if anything. But what I did do next was I got the MIDI from the guitar. I didn't want to use the guitar. I thought a piano was going to be better. So I used Presence, which is a VST, a plugin already in Studio One. And used this piano, and you got the MIDI using SampleLab, which I've seen in a previous video, where you can upload an audio and it will give you the MIDI of the audio. Go on to SampleLab if you have not heard of it already, and it got me this. So I used a staccato piano. I must have been into my music theory at this time, because I don't even know what that means right now, but I've named it staccato piano. Oh, beautiful. I think the staccato is the ding 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 ding. Is that what makes it like that? Anyone who knows music theory, fill me in. We have the chords are the same. Oh no, they're not. Yep. Dun. So the chords. So this was all what I'd done. I think I used a staccato piano in the third verse or whatever, which we'll soon see on the full beat, I suppose. Just to give it different like intensity, texture, whatever the musical terms are. I just wanted to make it like it. So maybe in the first verse or the chorus or whatever, it's nice and smooth just with the chords, and then when it starts to ramp up, you're using more of the staccato piano. And I also have chords with schwas, whatever this means. What does schwas mean? It probably was put in VST or something. idea. Chords with schwas. What did I put in here? What's it mixed with? Oh, RC20. RC20. Of course it is. Of course it is. So let's hear the schwas now. Oh, there's a bit of wobble on it. Yeah, that was using RC20 just to give it that little bit of extra schwas, as I've said there. Is that Origin as well? And I've used Origin as well, which is a great little plugin if you want to get it like a vintage sound, like a record player sort of sound. I then layered everything. I used the same MIDI of the piano, or which was initially the guitar, I think, and then I added strings. I just thought strings would be so lovely just to play in the background. So we have the strings. Let's play. Oh, doesn't it just make your heart bleed? Yes, that was the strings, and we had the classic bass. Always, it was just the bass that came with, that was part of the stems. I think on the bass though, I added RC20, of course. So this is the bass without RC20. Let's turn it up. And with. Oh. Oh. Oh, it just gives it that, you can hear that bit of digital. Love it. What I did add, and I loved this addition, I think it took me a while to actually sort out where to put it and like how to do it. I think I just got the guitar from the stems on Tracklib, but I wanted it to be like the electric guitar, so this is what I put in. And it's just around the third verse when it really just amps up. So, but I didn't want to play it for ages, so it fades out because I didn't want it to overtake everything else on the beat, so it fades out, and then I think it comes back again just near the end, as well. So that was used. That was just, this is it, just the normal guitar. Here we go. That's without anything. So that was it without anything. And this is it with Ampere on. So Ampere gives it that sort of electric guitar feel. Just gives it a wee bit of extra oomph. So here's a section with pretty much all of the instrumental layers on. We have the staccato piano, your trumpet, and the bass, and the strings, and then the guitar comes in. Play. After that then, it was time for the drums. I put in different patterns. So I had the kick here, we have alt kick, snare, hi-hat, crash, and they were all put into impact on the drum pad, and it was just a simple pattern. So I'll start off with the kick. And then snare, crash, hi-hat, very simple, and we'll go all together. And there you have it. That was greatness. The beat And nearly my favourite part of any beat is adding in the little FX additions of a reverse impact, and on this one I actually put in a little vinyl scratch as well. So here we go. Oh, so you can hear the reverse coming from the left. I always pan it left, and it's coming from that side of the ear. The vinyl went, and then out that side. Just the little additions, the little bit of sugar and sweetness and everything nice on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing I wasn't even gonna put into the song, I was just having a bit of crack with it, and I thought greatness, and I just had all of the classic football commentators in the back of my mind, like commentating on unbelievable players or goals or play. And like, I had some classic ones, and I actually so what I done was go on to YouTube, found a load of different clips, went to YouTube Converter, converted them into MP3 or WAV files, and then on that I dragged them all into Serato Sample. Now at this time I had Serato Sample for free, but the trial has expired, so I can't even get it up now. But so this is what I ended up putting in. I had your...
He has always been the point of difference. A walking work of art. Beyond valuation. Vintage.
So yeah, I just thought it was a class edition. So if you listen to that outro, where it's near like a third verse, it's just like near all of the commentators have their own verse. At the end with the beat still playing, it's just emphasizing greatness, and it's part of like the greatness. He says the greatest of all time. Is talking about all these great moments, but like I'm trying to link it to me, like as if they're talking about me, on the track. So it was some crack. I wasn't even. I was gonna near cut it from the beat, from the song, but I was like, when it come out and everyone was like, that's class, like that. So I'm glad I kept it in. It was good crack. I had fun doing it. So. Yeah, as I say, making that beat, I think it's the best bit of production I've ever done. I've done probably everything I learnt up until that point that was put into that beat, from using Tracklib samples, using sampling techniques, sample lab, using MIDI, arrangement of the beat, getting all of them samples from the commentators, the speech. I done the drum patterns myself. Yeah, and it was fun. I had so much fun doing that song, and writing to it as well. And I think it is probably one of my best work, I have to say. I have a newfound appreciation for greatness now. But yeah, that's it. We have 2 more song breakdowns to go. If you've followed along on this journey with all the breakdowns, thank you so much. Your love is appreciated. Please like and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more coming. I'm trying to get all these breakdowns done. That's going to be a RynoTalks sort of done, and the rollout completely finished. And then I'm going to get more and more stuff onto the YouTube channel. I'm just coming up with different ideas and things I want to do in the future and leading into the new year. So it's going to be very, very exciting times coming up. So please like and subscribe, and put a bell notification on so you'll be notified for when these changes happen. Hi, Bawa.
Ryan, you just need to get in your flow state. You can have anything in this world, you can be so great. I've gotta keep going, make it for my own sake, my family's sake, my mate's sake, and for my own state of mind. Now this rhyme is a game. If you look inside my mind, you might find it insane. I have lines that have DJs rewinding the tape, and Ryan's the name, and great is what they find.